Okay, good evening, everyone. Just I will go to my slide. And 1 minute, I will share again. Mm, yes, okay. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, in previous presentations, I have covered hydrological cycle and different type of aquifers and groundwater occurrence and distribution. And today I'm going to talk about the block 3 groundwater pollution. I have covered block 1 and block 2, that is hydrogeology and different properties like infiltration, runoff, and precipitation, like that I have covered. And yesterday also I covered different type of aquifer system and groundwater occurrence and distribution in the different type of geological formations. Today, today I'm going to cover this block 3 groundwater pollution and unit 7 and 8. So 9 unit 9 I will cover tomorrow. This is a very important topic, and today I'm going to cover this unit 7 and 8, that is quality of groundwater and water pollution, which is comes under block 3 of your elective paper hydrogeology. In this picture you can observe that groundwater pollution, how it occurs and how it will spread in the aquifer system, and what are the different sources of the groundwater pollution, and how it will reaches the groundwater, and how it will contaminate the groundwater with these effluents. Like here, you can observe this is due to the landfills. Due to the fills, seepage after rainfall, and seepage will be there, and this seepage will reaches the uh, aquifer which is holding the groundwater. Then it will contaminate the groundwater. This is the one cause. And whereas in some borewells also contaminate, and these borewell cells again with pump the polluted water into the again the earth surface, or this borewell may supply the polluted water to the human domestic usage. So here you can observe from pesticides, after rainfall, from the pesticides and fertilizers, again it will contaminate the nearby streams, and it will reaches the to the runoff and infiltration process. It will reaches the aquifer system, and it will contaminate the groundwater, and it will pollute the groundwater. And here you can observe this is due to the septic tank activity also. In our urbanization, most of the settlements are having the septic tank systems. These septic tank, due to the leakages, these septic tank may contaminate the groundwater with the effluents which are from the domestic or urbanization activity. So major reasons of the groundwater pollution is, one is seepage from the landfills, and one is the septic tank urbanization leakages, and other one is pesticides and fertilizers that are um, contaminating the groundwater through the streams, runoff and infiltration system. So like this, we are going to cover what are the different causes of groundwater pollution, and what is the quality parameters of the groundwater, and what are the main water pollutants, and different type of pollutants we are going to discuss in this presentation. Here you can observe, sorry, here you can observe, see here, This is the introduction to the groundwater quality. What is the groundwater and what is the quality of groundwater we are going to discuss. Here, groundwater quality is influenced by various factors like including dissolved chemicals, contaminant from industrials, domestic and agriculture sources, and bacterial contamination. So, due to this contamination and domestic, industrial, and bacterial contamination and agriculture sources, this groundwater quality is decreasing. And these are the some physical parameter which are affecting the groundwater quality. Like physical parameters of groundwater is physical parameters such as color and odor, taste, turbidity, and temperature play a crucial role in determining the groundwater quality. These parameters are determines the quality of the groundwater. When the color or odor, taste, or turbidity will change due to the this agriculture activity, domestic and industrial activity, then we can call as the groundwater quality issues may be there in the particular area. And these parameters are measured using specific units to assess the suitability of groundwater for various uses. Like some chemical parameters, we are going to determine those are chemical parameters of groundwater, like chemical parameters like pH, TDS. TDS means total dissolved solids, and total alkalinity, total hardness, and various ions determine the chemical composition of groundwater. And major chemical constituents, including cations and anions, as well as dissolved gases and trace elements, impact groundwater quality. Okay, sorry. Like these chemical parameters are impacting the groundwater quality, like dissolved solids, total alkalinity, total hardness, and pH. Like major chemical ions like cations and anions will decide the quality of the groundwater. These are the chemical parameters and these are the physical parameters which are going to affect the groundwater quality. So, if physical parameters or chemical parameters, if affect with these bacterial or agriculture or industrial domestic activity, then it is we can say that the quality of groundwater is affected. So it may be it may be affect the physical parameters of the groundwater or chemical parameters of the groundwater due to this contamination from industrial, domestic, agriculture sources and bacterial contamination. So when these parameters affected with these activities, we can say that groundwater quality are affected of the particular area. Next, so what is the water classification again? And what are the major chemical constituents of the groundwater chemical composition? Now you can see here, this is the water molecule and this is the bonding of H2, H2O. And when we discuss about the water classification, classification of groundwater based on total dissolved solids, and groundwater is classified based on the total dissolved solids TDS and concentration into categories such as freshwater, brackish water, salty water, and rainwater. So, based on this TDS only, it will categorize it into freshwater, brackish water, and salty or rainwater. And this is the classification based on total dissolved solids. It means the solids which are dissolved in the 1 liter of water, and this TDS may have units like mg per liter, TDS mg per liter. So the total dissolved solids which are present in the 1 liter of water, and it may classified based on the total dissolved solids, like classifications, categories like such as fresh water, brackish water, salty water, and brine water. So this classification only based on total dissolved solids percentage in the 1 liter of water, and the units are mg per liter, milligrams per liter. And when we discuss about this major chemical major chemical constituents of groundwater is the contains various major chemical constituents like including calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, carbonate, bicarbonate, chloride, sulfate, nitrate, and fluoride. These are all major ions. It Major ions means cations and anions. So cations, anions or comes under the major ions. These are the main chemical constituents of the groundwater or water quality. And each constituent has specific sources and effects on groundwater quality. So here in this slide, you can observe that I will repeat again. Water classification based on TDS, total dissolved solids, and its units is mg per liter. That is the how much milligrams of solids dissolved in the 1 liter of the water. And based on these TDS values, it is categorized such as fresh water, brackish water, salty water, and brine water. Normally, I will give one example. Normally, in uh, uh, in urbanization, water supply system, and they will supply, and government or whatever water supply, they will supply water TDS 250 mg per liter, and up to 500 mg per liter is we can drink, and up to 1000, up to 1800 or 1500 like that we can use for domestic purpose, and above the 200, and we can use for agriculture activity, and above 3000 we cannot use for industrial purpose, because in the solids or total dissolved solids may cause the um, problems in the boiler systems of the industries, like that for drinking purpose, some standards are there based on WHO, World Health Organization, and Indian standards. And up to domestic purpose, some standards are given. Up to the agriculture activity and urban domestic usage, some standards are given. And up to the industrial purpose, some standards are given, and it is categorized. And based on these standards or ranges, it is divided into fresh water, brackish water, salty water, and rainwater. And you may refer or you may search in your notebook what is the TDS values which are uh, permissible for drinking and agriculture and domestic usage, and which are the standards for industrial usage. And major chemical constitutes, and major chemical constituents means major ions. The major ions means cations and anions, and each constituent has specific sources and effects on groundwater quality. Like, what are the major ions again? The major ions includes calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, carbonate, bicarbonate, and chloride, sulfate, nitrate, and fluoride. These are the major ions which are present in the groundwater. And this is the chemical composition of the groundwater or water. When we talk about the biological impurities, These are chemical and physical parameters. We have discussed chemical parameters. We have discussed and we have discussed about water classification and chemical constituents of the major uh, ions which are present in the groundwater. Now we are discussing about the biological impurities or pollutants. Okay, biological impurities in groundwaters are bacteria, microorganisms present in the groundwater can indicate potential contamination with coliforms serves as an indicator of pathogenic bacteria and biochemical oxygen demand BOD is used to access the presence of organic matter in the groundwater. Here just I want to mention this for major this groundwater biological impurity we can we should take care of this pathogenic bacteria that is coliform. Coliform is the main biological impurity or pollutant which may come from the biological activity of the sewage of the urbanization. Sewage are effluent releases from the urbanization. So these coliform bacteria may causes major damage to the beverages industries. Like beverages means cool drinks or any other soft drinks. These beverage industries uh, maybe have major losses because of these coliform issues. This coliform may present in the effluent which is coming from the our urbanization or our um, sewage system or drainage system which is coming from the our houses or towns, major towns like. So this coliform is the major pathogenic bacteria which may present or which may causes major losses to the beverages or soft drink industries. And this bacteria can assess the based on the BOD and BOD and it's present in the groundwater. So like that, you can observe here, these are the some of the bacteria which are present in the groundwater. And this BOD may calculate based on the time and BOD percentage present in the groundwater. And we have discussed physical parameters, chemical parameters, and water classification, major chemical constituents, and biological impurities. Now we are going to discuss about environmental impact on human health. Here in this picture, you can observe that these are the human body, which organ is affected with the which type of pollutants. Like here, you can observe air pollution may affect our lungs, particular matter, ozone, and S2NOx, and this volatile organic compounds may affect our lung system and respiratory system, and it may causes illness to the respiratory system. And when we talk about this bacteria, it may causes headache and and here you can observe soil contamination soil contamination may affect the or pesticides may affect the our food digestion system. It may causes some cancer risk and skin irritations, gastronutrients, like this may causes the di- digestion system illness. And when we talk about this and industrial pollution, air pollution, it may causes some cancer risk and skin irritations also. Like that, and bacteria which are present in the water or due to the water pollution, bacteria, parasites, and chemicals may affect the our digestion system. Like that, this environmental impacts on human health. And here you can observe groundwater quality significantly impacts human health. Parameters such as color, odor, taste, temperature, turbidity, pH, total TDS, total dissolved solids, total hardness, and various ions should be within acceptable limits. Excessive concentrations of certain constituents like TDS, chloride, sodium, sulfate, nitrate, and fluoride can lead to health issues such as hypertension, dental disorders, and methanoglobomania, and dissolved traces elements such as arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury can cause various diseases at large doses. And other factors like methane, hydrogen sulfide, dissolved oxygen, and biochemical oxygen demand BOD also affect water quality and human health. Like that, so these are the main environmental effluents which may affect the human health. And particularly when we talk about this arsenic and cadmium, lead, and mercury, it may causes some skin cancer illness to the human body. And when we talk about this fluoride, yeah, when we talk about this fluoride, it may leads to some dental or bone diseases. Okay, and when we talk about this sulfate and chloride, it may uh, leads to some digestion system illnesses. So and hydrogen sulfide and dissolved oxygen and BOD may affect the human health. Like this, these environmental and constituents are affect the human health. And you can observe and to try to remember and try to watch number of times this slide, because each element or each pollution, water pollution, air pollution, whatever, oil, soil contamination, it particularly which body or which part of our human body will affect. I have given in the picture. So try to watch number of times and try to read. Then only you can write, attempt all questions which are present in the upcoming exams. Sorry. Here you can observe, see here you can observe impact of irrigation and industry. Irrigation. Okay, you can observe in this picture. This is the irrigation land, farmland, and this is the drainage system, natural streams or natural drainage system, and these are the factories or industries, and these are the urbanization. Urbanization may give the effluents and wastewater like this, and from industry you may get industrial effluent. From streams and farms you may get pesticides and fertilizers, and this from city, like you will get the effluents, and here you can water. These are the impacts on irrigation industry which are related to the groundwater. See here you can observe this effluent which is coming from the city. It contaminate these streams and it may contaminate the aquifer system also. Here this which effluents which are coming from the cities, it may contaminate the agriculture activity also. So based on this one, two, three, like these activities, these are like a hydrological part of hydrological cycle and which affect the irrigation and industry, which is related to the groundwater usage. And you can groundwater quality also affects irrigation lands and industrial process. Here you can observe it may affect the groundwater quality, it may affect the agriculture activity and industrial activity. And parameters like we have been discussing about TDS, SAR, and boron, chloride, sulfate, and here you can just say, I want to repeat again, this is the total dissolved solids, and this is SAR means sodium absorption ratio, which is which may decide the quality of agriculture suitability of groundwater. So it may decide the groundwater quality which is suitable to the agriculture. And boron, chloride, sulfate, and bicarbonate influences the suitability for irrigation. So these values may affect or may decide the whether this groundwater is suitable for irrigation or not. Particularly about the SAR percentages may decide the suitability of groundwater for irrigation or agriculture purpose. Again, this is salinity hazard increases with fine-grained soils and aridity affecting soil quality and crop growth. And crops exhibit varying tolerance to salt concentrations. High sodium content in water can decrease soil permeability, requiring special management practices. So, like high sodium and this ITDS, ISAR, and boron, chloride, sulfate may affect the irrigation suitability of groundwater. And groundwater quality criteria for industrial purpose vary with parameters like salinity, total hardness, and silica being crucial for industrial suitability. When we talk about the quality of groundwater for industrial purpose, we should know the percentage of total hardness or salinity of the particular water sample. This is the total hardness and total salinity may causes boilers boilers problems in the industrial. So that's why they may they may classify and they may monitor these the water samples or groundwater samples which they are not suitable, or if they may not suitable or may suitable for uh, agriculture purpose, but they will classify for or they will monitor for the industrial purpose. So, in particular in industrial purpose, they will check the salinity and total hardness and silica percentage in the groundwater. In agriculture purpose, they will check the total dissolved solids, SAR values, sodium absorption ratio values, boron, chloride, and sulfate, bicarbonate values. So, and each industry may have its own recommended limits or ranges for water quality parameters. In this slide, we have discussed the impact of irrigation and industry based on the groundwater quality. Here, we are having particular standards or quality parameters for irrigation suitability and particularly parameters or quality parameters for industrial suitability. So when we talk about industrial, we have to consider salinity, total hardness, and silica. When we talk about the irrigation suitability, we have to concentrate on TDS or boron, chloride, and sulfate and bicarbonate parameters. Like this, we are having the different type of suitability standards based on our usage, whether it is useful for irrigation, drinking purpose, or industry purpose. We have to monitor the or access the major ion which are present in the groundwater. And here you can observe groundwater treatment process. So after pollution, how we will use groundwater for different type of purposes like industrial, agriculture, or drinking purpose. We are having some treatment procedures for groundwater usage. Here you can observe that purpose of treatment: ensure water is potable for public supply schemes. And previous slide I have mentioned that when they are supplying uh, to the public, they will maintain 250 total TDS, total dissolved solids mg per liter. And you can check if you are having any portable to TDS meters or pH meter, you may try to check or and comment in the our chat box. So the TDS of public supply schemes may they maintain 250 mg per liter TDS. Some mineral presences is essential for taste and food assimilation, but excessive dissolved constituents can pose health hazards. And there are the different type of treatment methods you can observe in the images. See here, from deep well we are collecting the groundwater. First, we are doing aeration and sand filter. Then we are going for cartridges. These are the cartridges. And then we are going for softening of that water. Then we are using clean water, or we are supplying clean water for drinking purpose or other purposes. So these are the different type of steps which are involved in the treatment of groundwater. So like this, you can observe these three cartridges which are present in the groundwater treatment system. And these cartridges you may observe in some houses in RO systems or water filter system. You may find these filters or cartridges. Like some methods are included in the groundwater treatment process, like sedimentation, removes inorganic impurities through settling tanks. And coagulation increases particle size using chemicals like aluminum sulfate, converting them into the settleable size. And filtration. In this filtration process, water passes through a sand layer to remove suspended impurities, alter chemical characteristics, and reduces bacteria. In filtration, it passes through a sand layer and removes suspended impurities and some bacteria. After that, disinfection eliminates remaining impurities like bacteria, dissolved salts, color, odor, and taste through methods like chlorination. So, sedimentation, coagulation, filtration, and disinfection process, and in water softening softens water by removing temporary or permanent hardness using methods like boiling, lime soda, geolite, or demineralization process. These are the different type of methods which are involved in the groundwater treatment procedure, or in any RO system or any groundwater treatment uh, process system, you will find these major steps: sedimentation, coagulation, filtration, disinfection, and water softening. Like these methods, you will find these are the major important methods which are involved in the groundwater treatment process. Here you can observe in this slide, 1 minute, where it is okay. Uh, Here you can observe environmental impact, groundwater quality parameters. See here, Uh, in the starting of this presentation, we have discussed already physical parameters, chemical parameters, and environmental evolution. And you can observe here also physical parameters includes color, odor, taste, and turbidity, turbidity and temperature, indicating pollution sources and mineral presences. And chemical parameters are compresses pH, TDS, alkalinity, hardness, various ions, dissolved gases, and traces elements influencing the health risks and environmental problems. And environmental evolutions like based on groundwater quality for drinking, irrigation, and industrial purposes with specific standards for various elements. These are the different type of groundwater quality parameters which are impact the environmental, and treatment importance is essential for ensuring portability and removing excess salts or elements that could lead to health issues or environmental degradation. Like this environmental impact, groundwater quality parameters, we have discussed physical, chemical, and environmental evolution and the treatment importance. Next, here, Unit 8, water pollution. We are going to discuss about Unit 8, water pollution. And effects of water pollution is waterborne diseases like contaminated water sources can transmit diseases such as dysentery and and uh, typhoid fever and cholera and hepatitis caused by pathogens like viruses, bacteria, and parasites. And environmental impact is water pollution poses threats to ecosystems, leading to the destruction of plants and animals' life and aesthetic degradation. It also affects drinking water sources and aquatic biodiversity. And type of water pollutions are domestic water pollution. Already we have discussed different type of pollutants which may causes the groundwater quality, like domestic water pollution mainly caused by sewage discharge. Domestic water pollution includes human excreta and detergents, detergents and other waste materials. Sorry, detergents and other waste materials. It contributes to the anthropication of water bodies. And these are the domestic pollutants. And when we talk about industrial pollutions, industrial effluents contains harmful substances like oils, plastics, heavy metals, and acids, adversely affecting water quality and aquatic life. And these are the domestic and industrial type of pollutants. And when we talk about agriculture, water pollution, irrigation practices contribute to water pollution by concentrating inorganic salts in soil and drainage water, affecting soil fertility and crop productivity. So, due to this agriculture, water pollution, the fertility of soil and crop productivity may decrease, and the contaminant are in the pollutants are mm, mm, agriculture pollutants are inorganic salts and drainage water, affecting soil fertility and crop productivity. And when we talk about this solid waste pollution, and in the type of water pollution, we are discussing domestic water pollution, industrial water pollution, agriculture water pollution. Now we are discussing about solid waste pollution. Improper disposal of solid wastes leads to contamination of water, sources and soil, posing health risks to human and wildlife. In the next slide, we are going to observe. I have given a suitable image, that is, here you can observe the these groundwater may contaminated with the air pollution leaches into the rainwater, and it may contaminate the groundwater, and improper drug disposals. It is also one of the pollutant, and animal wastage and the agriculture runoff. And due to the agriculture runoff, will the pesticides and fertilizers may contaminate the groundwater quality, and sewage and waste runoff also will affect the groundwater quality. And here gasoline leaks or gases and oils, different type of trace elements which are coming from industries or other industrial waste and manufacturing plant waste also may affect the quality of the groundwater. And if you able to remember this image, you can write what are the different type of pollutants which may affect the groundwater quality. So try to remember this image and try to watch number of times. Then you can write the, you can write the what are the types of pollutants which affect the groundwater quality. Now, now we are going to discuss these water pollutions in India. Now we have discussed all what are the pollutants, what are the type of pollutants, what are the chemical parameters and physical parameters of the groundwater, and what are the particular elements and what are the particular effluents we have discussed. Now we are discussing about water pollution in India. So when we talk about pollution in India, which is related to the groundwater quality, major rivers in India, crucial for drinking water supply and agriculture activity, and surface serve contamination due to industrial and domestic waste. Approximately 70% of water bodies are polluted, with 64% of highly polluting industries discharging toxic effluents. Try to remember or to try to watch or write down these sentence about our India, particular in water quality or water pollutions. 70% of water bodies are polluted, with the 64% of highly polluted industries discharging their toxic effluents into the natural water bodies or natural major river systems of India. And impact on health and environment is pollution leads to the destruction of aquatic life, health risks from contaminated water sources, and challenges in water treatment. The Gangas, Yamuna, and other rivers faces significant pollution due to industrial and domestic waste discharge. Due to these domestic waste are improper disposal system and this industrial effluent system, most of the major rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra rivers are polluted by these effluents which are coming from domestic wastage discharge and industrial wastage discharge. So try to remember and try to write these sentences. Approximately 70% water bodies are present in India, polluted by 64% of highly polluted industries discharging toxic effluents. And major rivers that are polluted are Ganga, Yamuna, and Brahmaputra rivers. And these river system are these natural bodies or natural streams affected by domestic waste discharge and industrial waste discharge are improper disposal system. And when we talk about the source of groundwater pollution, again we have to discuss about these natural sources and urban disposals and industrial discharges. Like in natural, arsenic and fluoride contamination in groundwater can occur naturally due to the geological process. So when we talk about this arsenic and fluoride, these arsenic and fluoride may contaminate groundwater with the geological weathering process. So, rocks or rock formations which are having their fluoride and arsenic, it leads to, due to the weathering process, it contaminating the natural groundwater resources and impacting water quality and posing health risks, particularly in regions like Bangladesh and West Bengal, and whereas in South India, Nalgonda, majorly affected with fluoride contaminated groundwater. When we talk about this arsenic, Bangladesh and West Bengal and Kolkata region, mostly groundwater is affected with arsenic pollutant. So these are the natural resources which may affect the quality of the groundwater due to the geological weathering process. And when we talk about urban disposal systems, severe leakage, liquid waste discharge, and solid waste disposals contribute to groundwater pollution. Leakage from severe system, improper disposal of liquid and solid wastes, and landfills are significant sources of contamination. So the source of groundwater, particularly in India, we have discussed what are the situation in India, what are the percentage of water bodies affected, which are the industry are they are affecting the groundwater quality, and how much percentage industries are discharging their effluents, and what are the uh, impact of health and environment which is related to the groundwater quality. Now we are discussing about natural sources, urban disposals, and industrial discharges. Now the industries releases various pollutants into groundwater through liquid waste discharge, tank and pipeline leakage, mining activities, and oil field brains, heavy metals, acids, and organic compounds from industrial processes contribute to groundwater pollution, posing environmental health hazards. See, the sources of groundwater pollutions, when we talk about this topic, we should remember natural, urban, and industrial sources, different type of pollution sources which are coming from these categories: natural, urban, and industrial. And finally, agriculture sources we have to consider when we talk about groundwater quality. Here you can see, here you can see what are the agriculture sources. In previous slide, we have discussed the natural, urban, and industrial. In this slide, we are discussing about the agriculture sources and animal wastage, fertilizers and soil amendments, and pesticides. In this picture, you can observe this is the animal waste and these are the fertilizers which are affecting the groundwater quality. See here, an effect on groundwater quality, irrigation, return flow. About half to two-thirds of irrigation water returns to the ground as irrigation return flow. There may be a return flow or recharge of the water which is using for agriculture purpose, mainly in the paddy cultivation or other water, highly used water related crops. And in carries salts from it carries salts from dissolved fertilizers and soil amendments. Increased salinity in irrigation return flow is a major cause of groundwater pollution in arid and semi-arid regions. And when we talk about this animal waste, large quantities of animal waste rich in pollutants are disposed on the ground, and runoff from the rainwater can carry these pollutants to surface and groundwater. And high concentration of total dissolved solids, sodium, chloride, nitrate can reach groundwater due to the improper dumping of the animal wastage. And fertilizers and soil amendments like leaching of fertilizers like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium occurs affecting groundwater quality. Soil amendments like lime and gypsum, when leached, increases groundwater salinity. So these are the main pollutants of the agriculture activity and animal wastages. And when we talk about these pesticides, which are coming from the agriculture activity, like impacts depends on properties, rainfall and soil characteristics. Even small concentrations in groundwater can severely affect water potability. So when we talk about pesticides and fertilizers, these are the main pollutants which are coming from the agriculture sources or agriculture activity. And later, these animal wastes are the secondary or uh, pollutants which are coming from the these improper dumping of animal wastage in the urbanization or villages or towns. So when these wastes are uh, mixed with the rainwater, there may be a runoff, and the rainwater can carry these pollutants to the surface and groundwater. So like that, this return flow from the agriculture activity and fertilizers and pesticides may affect the quality of groundwater. And thank you. And tomorrow, try to attend, and I will cover all the remaining topics of your elective paper. And try to watch number of times, and to try to read or try to take a notes of this presentation. You may get better knowledge or better idea about the pollutants of the groundwater quality. Thank you.